Welcome to the DKHizouse. You know what we talking about. Welcome to the DKHizouse. That's what we gonna run our mouth. Hey y'all, just a little disclaimer. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. I don't know none of these people. I'm just giving my thoughts, my opinions, predictions on what I think I see and know and hear. And I want you to do the same down in the comment section. So don't take everything too seriously, but only with a grain of salt. Because you know we be shoving it up in this kitchen. And welcome, glad to have you. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you've been here a couple times, we'd love to have you in the fam bam. All right, y'all, let's have a conversation because Chrissy and Jim Jones or whatever, and they're one of our favorite couples. I mean, let's be clear, whether they're married or not, they're definitely one of the favorite couples. I just did a video about a Christian and Blueface. You need to go check that out, or why I feel like they got together. I feel like it's a similar situation on why Jim Jones got with Chrissy. And it may be a little far-fetched, but I don't really see it being that far-fetched. And it's no, I have not talked to these people, so it's just my interpretation, allegedly, So I feel like Jim Jones definitely loves Chrissy. And I feel like Chrissy loves Jim Jones unconditionally, that real love. And I just feel like, she wants to be married. And I feel like at this point, she wouldn't go anywhere if he did decide to marry her. And I feel like maybe that's his, that's his fear. Like some women just get married to get on, use the man up or whatever. So I feel like she's not that type of woman. I really feel like she's definitely rocking him for real. But also I feel like you can be married to a person without having like official title. Like you still can have a ceremony, but if the man doesn't want it on paper, just don't put it on paper, because at the end of the day, it's like when you have somebody in your business, you'll see that it's not as fun as you may or may not think. True enough, you can possibly get more opportunities, but at the same time, there's a thing called common law marriage where you can get those same opportunities. So y'all would can be considered as common law. People know that y'all are together, so it's like people are going to assume that y'all are already together. So it's not really much of a title that you need, because when people see Jim, they see Chrissy. People see Mama Jones, they see Chrissy and Jim. Like, we know y'all are together. But I know it's sometimes a woman's dream to be married. And speaking from a woman who's been married, to be honest, if I had found a man like Jim Jones that I was madly in love with and, could see myself being with forever, and I was with them forever, yeah, I would consider that be like the only reason I would get married. But to people in general, I would just say marriage is not necessary. Like if you got kids, yeah. I feel it's more so about a partnership and love, validation, and just having an understanding of where y'all stand. And I feel like people know that y'all are together, and that's what marriage does. It just lets people know that you're together. But it also puts people in your business, Not saying that y'all will ever fall out, but if y'all ever did, it won't be easy to walk away from. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I love them as a couple. I'm happy for them as a couple. But one reason why I feel like that Jim Jones got with Chrissy, because if y'all didn't know, they say that Chrissy was a boss on the street. Like she knew how to hustle. She knew how to get hers. And she was, well known in the industry, like as that girl. Like she was, able to make things move and shake. And I can see that in her, because like literally when you talk to her, like she's a no nonsense kind of female, and she talks about business, she talks about what she loves to do in her passion. So she definitely has a business mindset. But I also feel like Jim Jones was just a little frustrated with his mom, who could sometimes seem to be a little invasive in his private life, his private business. And he just needed another woman to step in and be able to tackle his mom. And I feel like that's what Chrissy did. I don't feel like Jim doesn't like his mom. It's just some moms can just do too much. And when I say do too much, it may be a little personal, but Jim shared this. And he said his mom taught him how to French kiss. And most moms that I know wouldn't even want to practice kissing with their child, maybe on their hand, But allegedly, she did insert her tongue into his mouth and taught him how to French kiss. So I feel like some parents do have a boundary that they just overly cross, and they just need to be checked on it, or at least put in a pause or back. So, yes, I think his mom cares very much for her son, but I also feel like her son has to have his own life. And with that being said, he may have not known how to separate the two or to put a pause on the two because of everything he's experienced. Growing up, is his mom always there in his face, in his corner. He just needed that other woman to help his mom chill a little bit. And I feel like Chrissy did do that. And that's one reason why they did bump heads. And yes, I also feel like he learned to grow to love Chrissy and really as a woman. And I feel like he feels like he is married to her, so where he doesn't really need the title. But yeah, sometimes mothers look at their son as they're building the perfect man that they never had or never could find, or this and this and that. But in reality, they're just men who have their own lives to live. Because yeah, I have parents. I love my parents or whatever, the ones that are living and not living. But it's just like, I don't have a vision of just taking care of them. Like, if I have the ability to, yeah, I would help out this and this and this and that if they deserve it or whatever. But some parents don't deserve it. And some parents, that's what their goal is. They feel like, okay, my child is going to take care of me, this and that, because if I don't have a man or whatever, which I feel like Jim Jones does take care of his mother. He's been there or whatever, but I don't feel like this is a necessity to the where his mom needs to insert herself in certain places in his affairs, his relationships with this and that, because I feel like she has. But at the same time, she is mommy Anna. People have respect for her. They, rock with her, this and this and that. But at the same time, it's a line. He's not your husband. He's not your man. He has a woman that he's been with for years that he loves and cares for and cherishes, this and that. So I feel like initially that's one reason why he got with Chrissy, because Chrissy and Mama had some bumps, some heads along the way. But in reality, I feel like it's helped Jim establish some boundaries through Chrissy with his mom that he didn't know how to establish. And that's normal, because sometimes because even me, like, I wanted to make my mom happy, even though some things that I didn't agree with, but just because she was my mom, I wanted to respect her. And at times I didn't know how to express boundaries, and I was that child that I would pay for this, give her this money, dish out money, dish out this, because I had it, whatever. But then I got to a point where I stopped, and then our dynamic started changing. She started acting funny, so then you start seeing people's true colors sometimes too, when you realize that you're not doing certain things for them, whether you're able to or not. It's like sometimes they change, because literally some parents, and I also kind of said this with Blueface situation, like some parents feel entitled to what you had just because they gave birth to you. But at the end of the day, the child never asked to be here. The child never asked for life. That was something you decided to do. And I don't feel like children should be bred or made to be your financial bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work for that. You got to earn that. Now, if they just say, oh man, I just love my mom so much, I love my dad so much, I want to do this, and this is for them, that's different, because there's children out there that love doing that and they want to do that. And I feel like that's deserved. Like, I don't feel like my mom did anything to really deserve besides be my mom. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she was giving too much. Like, she didn't teach me really how to cook. Like, she told me to watch her a couple times, of course we had to clean, but it was certain things that I did not know, and I feel like a parent should have taught me, you know what I'm saying? And I also feel like, she put a couple things before us, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as I grew up, I realized that, nobody's perfect. That's my mom, you know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, I love seeing Chrissy and Jim together. And hopefully, they can at least have a ceremony. Hopefully that would be enough for her. But I don't feel like they need to do the paperwork and all that. I mean, maybe later do that. But if they just want to say they're married, like they did with Jocelyn and Stevie, they told everybody they was married, even though it was not documented, this and this and that. And I have heard that happen before. People just saying they married and they're not legally married, but they may be common law married because they've been together so long, living together. And they may have, yeah, that's actually a thing. You got to kind of be careful when you are living with somebody for a certain period of time. They can consider it as common law married, whether you are on paper or not, which is a tricky situation. But I don't feel like that's the reason they need to say they're married. I feel like people know them as being together for so long. They can literally just pop out, have a mock wedding or whatever, without the paperwork, without the contractual agreements and stuff, and say they're married. Even though I feel like they're at an age now to where I don't think either one of them is going anywhere. And I feel like if you could stand 20 years of being together, this and this and that, like you literally are locked in anyway. And so it wouldn't really hurt to have that wedding. Because like I said, I'm a person, I'm not a really advocate for marriage because I've been there, done that, but it was with the wrong person. So, but that's the deal. Sometimes a lot of people get with the wrong person, but I feel like Chrissy and Jim are the right people because they know each other, they deal with each other. They're not leaving each other. They're still with each other. And I feel like now, I still feel like he does need Chrissy to kind of balance his mom out, but I also feel like I was gonna say that he's more able to handle his mom, but I'm like, nah, I don't think he is. So yeah, he kind of would still need Chrissy around, but like I said, I feel like he does care for Chrissy, and especially since she's able to help set boundaries with him and his mom. But I also feel like that ain't the only reason he needs to be with her, because if Chrissy wasn't in his life, his mom and him would not have those same boundaries as he had if Chrissy was in his life. So for that, he needs to be thankful. For that, he needs to at least meet her halfway on what she wants. And if that's marriage and she's rocked with you for 10, 15, 20 years, y'all already technically married. So at least do something to meet her halfway, because I feel like that's like a girl's dream. They want that experience. So at least give her an experience that she won't forget. I feel like she deserves that. Well, as always, thank you for stopping by at the His House for your alleged tea, entertainment, and gossip and predictions. And we will definitely have more. So definitely come back and see us. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell and also subscribe, especially if you've been here before. Come back again and again. But subscribe and join the fam band. We'd love to have you. And if you liked anything that was said on today, or even made you laugh, joke, think, ponder, make sure you hit that thumbs up or that like button, especially if you agree or disagree. And comment down below.